let's do this because we got another little bit of time, and we still have, what do we got? Oh, do we have two more great comedians coming up? But, CatBoy, I'm going to bring you up now, and then Timmery after. And I'll tell you why I'm going to bring you up, because you've got to continue a little more Roger. We had to go jump in there. Did Roger leave? Is Roger still here? Well, we'll enjoy it.
Don't see it now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I must have hurt his feelings. I feel bad now.
No, you didn't.
You guys
He's fine.
pushed me in it. Oh, okay. All right. Well, here's a little more Roger. Let's see. Mike Huckabee, in reaction to Bruce Jenner's sex change, says he wished he could claim he was transgendered so he could shower with the girls in high school. I don't know about you, but if I chopped off my pee-pee, I might lose the thrill. I mean, fucking hell. Friend of mine, I was having coffee with a friend of mine the other day, and he said, I don't want any coffee, and somehow I found myself being torn between having to say, no, I'm good, or I'm okay. And I wound up saying, I'm gay, right? And he said, well, look, if you're expecting something like a cold, non-fat latte with caramel drizzle, I'm not a bloody barista. I've been fucking out. Do you about the chameleon who could not change color? He said, well, because he couldn't change color because he couldn't breed. He had reptile dysfunction.
Oh.
Was I in the pub the other night, having myself a pint, and I feel this large slap on my ass, right? And I turn around, there's this slag, this horrible, ugly woman, the largest, ugliest woman I've ever seen in my whole life, heavily tattooed and caked on with metric tons of makeup, and she says to me, hey there, I saw you over there, I thought maybe you'd like to call me. So I looked her over and I said, well, do you have a pen? And she said, of course I have a pen. I said, well, you better bloody get back in it before the farmer realizes you're missing. And that's all I have for Roger tonight, everybody.
Oh, that's great.
Very nice.
We love Roger.
Now, I wanted to show you something. Now, does everyone know that when they elect a brand new pope, that the pope, they how do they announce it? They have like a smoke. They have this little chimney thing over by the Vatican, and there's smoke everywhere, right?
Right.
I bet. Yeah.
White
well, I bet.
smoke, yeah.
Right. Right. Well, I bet you didn't know they did the exact same thing over at FIFA headquarters. Here's a picture of FIFA headquarters right after the election, and they're burning all their official documents.
That's black smoke. They didn't pick a new pope.
No. That's a photo of them burning all of their official documents. So before Interpol, I guess, was had a chance to kick down their door.
Was that a real photo?
That was a real photo, and that was actually taken earlier today. I found that posted on Reddit. It was on the.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Where is FIFA's headquarters? Is that in Norway? I forget where it is, but it was on their front page. Anyway, also, did you hear that the guy's name? He has a really weird name, Sepp Blatter. Sepp Blatter sounds like an infection. Like, doctor, why does it hurt when I pee? Oh, you have Sepp Blatter. I almost didn't have any comedy prepared at all today. I had to build a gazebo, and I don't mean one for Second Life's birthday party, by the way. That's the one thing I promised I would not make. I had to build this great big bloody black all-metal gazebo that I bought at Costco. Oh, by the way, why are there no Costcos in the stores in Afghanistan? Does anyone know?
No, why?
Because they're all Targets. Right, so I got this bloody gazebo that comes with 2 boxes. Each one of them weighed over 100 pounds, and I had to push this giant trolley. Have you seen the trolleys I have? It was bigger than my car. It is so big, it's like, can I rent the trolley so I could take this stuff home? Because I'm not sure it's going to fit. I said, no, you can't take the trolley out of the store. And I'm going, you know what? I think you would do more business if you actually rented out these trolleys. Because all you sell here are like these giant boxes with like, I don't know, 150,000 rolls of toilet paper in them that no one can fit in their car. So they wind up having to strap it to the roof and the damn thing comes apart. It looks like some pranksters TP'd the 401 highway. Oh, by the way, what does Costco and Michael Jackson used to have in common?
What?
All boys' underwear half off.
Oh.
Anyway, I finally got this contraption on. I start pulling it out of the box, and you want to know what my reasoning was when I bought this thing in the first place? is I said to myself, it's not an IKEA product. How hard can it be? Well, American instructions are not as difficult as the Swedish ones, but they're trying their best to catch up. This thing was designed by an engineer who was deliberately trying to be as obtuse as possible. It was almost as bad as the Second Life Wiki page for learning how to script. The main posts that hold up the roof, each post had 2 slots. I'm not making this up. There were 2 slots in each post. No, each post only needs 1 slot to hold up the roof. Why did they put in 2? So that you would know that one of them's the right one and the other one is the wrong one. That's it. That's the only reason why it's there. That's the right slot. That's the wrong slot. And if you do it wrong, if you have one that's wrong, you have to take the entire thing apart and start over from scratch before you can fix the problem. I'm going, God, why did you do this? Why did you build this way? And the bolts were too short, and a lot of them I had to go back to Home Depot to find replacements. I mean, it was just a gigantic pain in the ass. And I'll tell you, it'll be a lot easier when I could just drag this stuff out of my inventory and just drop it. Bam, gazebo. Just like in Second Life. God. By the way, I heard recently that Costco had opened a store in China, of all places. Now, I want to know, when people in China buy clothes over there, do the tags say made here? Does it say that? I don't know. Anyway, I got a joke to tell you about a kid who found a summer job at Costco. Dan, a college student, out for summer break, right? He wants to make a few extra bucks. He decides he's going to apply for a job at Costco. He fills out an application form, goes to the manager office. The manager is one of these people who typically, they live for the company. Like skinny glasses, pocket protector, Costco clothes, and a little too much pride in their work. You're just working at Costco. You're not saving lives. And they always ask you these funny questions like, Dan, do you think you have what it takes to work at Costco? Oh, I don't know. I'm high school dropout, grade 3 education. Dan laughs to himself and he thinks, sure, yeah, absolutely. I have what it takes to work here. And the manager goes, in order to work here, you need to be a salesman. You need to be in touch with the customer. Do you think you have these qualities? And Dan just going, yeah, okay, this nonsense again. So, yeah, absolutely, I have what it takes. Well, let me show you how it's done, says the manager. Manager takes Dan to the counter, waits for a customer. First guy comes up, drops a 50-pound bag of grass on the counter. The manager says, pretty big bag of grass seed you got there. Yep. I think you might need a lawnmower to go with that grass because you've got new grass down. And, and the customer, little light bulb goes off over his head. He's going, you know what? You're absolutely right. I need a lawnmower. Right? And then the manager says to Dan, you see, that's how it's done. Can you do that? Dan says, yeah, hell yeah, it's easy. I can do that. Here, just watch. Right? Dan steps up to the counter. Right? The next person comes up in line. Huge package of tampons on the counter. Great big giant thing. Like the massive toilet paper things they have I was just talking about. Dan looks at the box and he looks at the embarrassed customer and says, that's a pretty big box of tampons you got there, says Dan. Embarrassed, the man looks up and he feebly goes, yep. A moment of silence passes and Dan blurts out, would you be interested in buying a new lawnmower with that? Customer looks up. Customer looks at us, what the hell do I want a lawnmower for? And Dan just winks at the manager. He says, well, since you won't be getting laid this weekend, I figured you'll want to mow your lawn.
Yeah.
And that's all I have for tonight, everybody.
Wait a minute, don't get off the stage. Don't get off the stage. Turn around again just for a second.
Okay.
Now, this is a photo opportunity. You got me, you got CatBoy, and you got Caitlin.
Somebody take a photo.
Somebody send this into the New York Times.
I'm gonna Photoshop myself into a cover of Vanity Fair and give that to Lauren for next week.
Do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, that is great.